Hello, welcome one and all to episode 3 of the Minhkyo Poetry Corner. Thank you for joining me today. Of course, we will be picking up from last week's episode, which I have decided to call Christmas Story. So this will be Christmas Story Part 2. And I'll be starting at the beginning of the day. I feel like that's makes the most sense. So we're going through there and going throughout the day of a lot of things happening, with some pretty good events and some pretty fun times, and I'm happy to share with you all what ended up happening with Kruger and Osama. And as always, please like and subscribe. New and returning, I appreciate you guys so much. Let's make this a very high subscriber rate for people who are enjoying, and of course share. Without further ado, let's start with the first piece, shall we? Alright, so this first piece I call Brightest Day. Brightest is the day you can breathe easy. Was that pain really worth holding onto? Its weight keeping greatness out of reach. I could not admit there was no lesson left to teach. I was afraid of what it meant to show that I was afraid. And for what reason did I build a prison on my own potential? I'm glad I found my way out. There was no grand escape. The guard was working for me after all. Not to keep me in, but the rest of life out. Now he's the star of the show, and I don't mind. My partner in crime and ego. Together we are the best in the world. All this time, what a waste of a beautiful friendship. Guess we better succeed. Only way to save face. Partner. Now, now this story is of me just starting to really believe in myself and really trying to bring that forward into my interactions with other people, but also just how I talk to myself. And so the day started with, I had created a group chat and the girls had added one of their friends. So the three of us were just chopping shit in the group chat. It was pretty wild. We somehow went from Mean Girls to cat fornication. It was a wild time. It wasn't easy, but we ended up getting a plan together to meet up later. So I got myself ready and headed out, and I was on the train when I suddenly thought of a really great piece. And it was surprising in a lot of ways. And I ended up crying on the train. And I tried to pull myself together, but then an old man comes into the train with his guitar, and he starts playing a very sad song as if the universe was telling me, hey, it's okay to cry. You can go ahead and let it out. So I cried a little more. And you know what? It didn't feel so bad. It really put things into place a little bit, like a good cry usually does. So I'll go ahead and share the piece that I wrote on the train. It was a letter to my 18-year-old self. Ooh. Please enjoy. 18-year-old me. He was younger, dumber, and probably horny. He could be inconsiderate, an asshole sometimes, but he always cared. Deep down, he held nothing but respect for the other beings in this life. He would be proud of who we've become. He would be proud of how close we've gotten to our sister, and how big and more mature she's gotten. He could guess that I do miss her, but not that I'd miss her more than he does. And we've met so many good people who have helped us through the years. Some have gone on their way, a few stuck by through all the tears. Forgive me if I got a little more chubby. I'm not the musclehead I used to be. God, you were such a cheeky bastard for someone who was so afraid deep down. But it's okay, because I'm here to tell you that you found a way to let it out. You've grown so much older and wiser now, but we're just getting started, me and you. So let's show the world what you were afraid to. Alright, maybe you guys felt some things. I know I did, writing that. And I did share it with Kruger and Osama later, and they seem to enjoy it as well. But yes, back to the story. So I ended up meeting them at a Chinese restaurant. We had a little bit of trouble finding each other. I had left the train station, gone outside, and then Osama suggested Marco Polo. So I called her name out loud outside, but turns out they were still in the station. So, and for good reason, it was very cold. But we eventually found each other and made our way to the restaurant, and we had a good time, just getting to know each other. I didn't know what to order, so I just ordered a dish that my mom always used to make. Spoiler alert, the dish was not as good as my mom used to make it. Wasn't too hungry for some reason, so, and the girls were concerned. They were like, "Are you sure that's enough?" And then we had a great meal, and I got to know a lot about them, as they were probably really hungry and they were more focused on eating, maybe. I don't know. But it was still a good conversation, and eventually my best friend pulls through to make it like I guess a double date situation. I can always trust on him for a good time. He's my best friend after all. So after that, we all together go to get some dessert, and I sing them the song that I sang for you guys in the last episode, as well as told them about the train story with the letter. And we're all just having a good time, you know? So we did try to eat a bingsu, which is like a milk shaved ice dessert. It's Korean. I don't know if you've ever had it, but you should try it. It's definitely more of a summer thing. We're definitely crazy for ordering it in winter. We sucked even more at eating it. Like, it kept falling apart. I swear this thing was a Jenga tower. The way we were all trying to like take skews from it. It was matcha cheesecake, which I mistakenly called the cheesecakes croutons because they looked like croutons, and that was funny. I learned a lot. I had great laughs, and also, if you're listening to this, I renounce my denouncement of the metric system. I believe in centimeters now. They are quite useful. But yeah, we had a great date night, and then we kind of parted ways after that. They went back to their lodgings, and me and my best friend decided to keep the party going because we hadn't gotten to hang out in a while with our busy lives. We got to binge some Demon School Iruma-kun, which is a really good show. If you've never seen it, highly recommend it. At that point, we just had to meet again another day. So I guess I'll leave that for part 3 of A Christmas Story. So come back next week. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notified when that happens. And I'll pick up the story from there. So that the saga isn't over. Trust me, the saga isn't over. Come back for more. I have more to share. So thank you so much for joining me today. And as always, I appreciate you. Thank you. See you soon!